Today, we're predicting every Week 7 NFL game. The ball is on the 25, and it is 1st and 10. Welcome back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, as we mentioned before, we're going through every game of the NFL slate in Week 7, giving our picks, our underdogs, our locks. It's going to be a blast. Glad to have you here. Thank you for spending your time with us. Metro, my co-host, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Week 7 is upon us, almost the halfway point, which is sad to think about. We're just a few weeks away, but regardless, though, we got a bunch of fun games.
We got another 8:30 a.m. game. Now we got 2 4-2 teams heading to Wembley Stadium in London, England. The Rams are going on the road, as well as the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they're dueling at the crack of dawn. And it's going to be a fun one, folks. We both have the Rams in this game, a clean sweep, but these teams are both 4-2. We continue, or maybe I continue to keep doubting the Jaguars. Can they prove us wrong here, Metro? What is the path to the win here for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Well, they got to play efficient, clean football in this one. I've been kind of disappointed, might not be the right word, but not impressed as much as I thought I was going to be with the Rams. They've played decent football, but I feel like they have another level that they're just not quite hitting yet. Maybe they could hit it in this one. Jacksonville has a really good defense. Surprisingly, they're playing great football this year. So I do look at Jacksonville, and I do believe that they could slow down this Rams offense. And if you can slow down this Rams offense, it's very important to play clean, efficient football. Run the football on first down, pick up positive yards, get to 2nd and 5, 3rd and short, something along those lines to keep your offense on the field. The more chances you give the Rams to score points, the more likely they are to get the job done. The Rams have a ton of great players. Last week was not their best game versus the Ravens. They can definitely play better than what they showed. I think they could prove it here this week, but Jacksonville easily could be in this game. Jacksonville has proven to me this year that they can win games against good and bad teams. And if you go up against the Rams, I'm not going to count you out. So keep that in the back of your mind. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, though, I just think the Rams are, in my opinion, the more talented football team that has the better quarterback playing at a better level right now. So I lean the LA Rams in this one.
I think so as well. And to play devil's advocate, I think if the Jacksonville Jaguars have a path to, like you said, it's running the football, winning time of possession, and keeping the ball away from Matthew Stafford, like you mentioned as well. And the secret key ingredient, how about we have Travis Hunter kind of break out in this game? A nice receiving stat line from him in this one. I want him to have an impact here in London and put fear in the Rams and keep them on their heels. That's why I think he'll turn the tides for this team, let their young talent emerge, and win this game for the squad. Anything else on this matchup, sir?
No, I think you made a good point about Hunter potentially having a bigger breakout game. He's had good games this year, and he's definitely getting better week in and week out. This would be a great opportunity for him to go in there, potentially play a bit more quarter than receiver, but I also think he can get plenty of receiver reps too. This would be a great opportunity for him to really piece it together and have a full game of dominance because, man, he's a talented player. This would be a really good game for him to potentially have that breakout year or breakout game. So all in all, really, really interesting stuff here. Really fun game. Two teams that are, really competitive. And for Jacksonville, they've been sort of one of the bigger surprises of the season. So, good for them.
Well said, man. Pushing forward, we have the New Orleans Saints going on the road to play the Chicago Bears in Windy City, Chi-Town. Oh, man, Metro. When we talk about this team, the Chicago Bears, we both agreed they'd probably heat up late in the season. That was our preseason predictions. We both have them winning this game. Now, the Saints are 1-5. That makes his job a lot easier. But also, I'm not going to count them out like I would count a team like the Titans out. And they've won a game. Hell, so who knows? I think for this one, you have an opportunity here for Caleb to take another step forward. And Ben Johnson's going to make that a realistic thing. I think you're going to have easy throws, and then he's going to scheme up an absolute bomb to get that confidence up for Caleb and let him flourish in his system. I think this is a get-right game for Caleb. Not that he's been playing bad, but just help him build that confidence. But, Metro, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Saints are a scrappy football team. They can win this game if Chicago gives them an opportunity because they have guys on the offensive end, mainly Spencer Rattler, playing good football right now. So New Orleans can win this game. It's not going to be a runaway game. At least I don't think it's going to be. I do lean Chicago because their offense is starting to pick things up. They're getting better week in and week out. Obviously, the bye week, the past week, and this week, of course, versus Washington. They're showing improvements on the offensive end. I think Caleb is playing really good football. The numbers don't necessarily blow you away or anything crazy, but I definitely think he's playing at a very high level and putting up some impressive numbers, and versus a Saints defense that I don't think is all that challenging. I do expect Ben Johnson to come in here with a game plan to dial it up a little bit, make some big plays happen downfield, because we have seen the Saints defense be a little bit vulnerable. So I lean Chicago because I just think they can create better explosive plays, whereas for New Orleans, they got to be a bit more methodical. They have to run the football. I don't really trust this Bears defense too much, so I think New Orleans can play this game. I don't expect a blowout. I think this game stays within one possession for the majority of it, and I think Chicago pulls it out, maybe a game-sealing drive. I think maybe 26-21. Let's go Chicago.
This game on the surface may feel like not the most exhilarating one, but under or behind the curtain, this is two first-time head coaches, offensive-minded. You may see some fireworks fly in this game. If the guy that's kind of my man in the mirror is across from me on the other sideline, I'm showing him what the hell I got personally. We're dialing up the trick plays, the flea flickers. We're getting the hell after it. That's just what I think, though. What do you think, though, Metro?
100%, man. Let's get some flea flickers. Let's get some crazy shenanigans going on. I want receivers to throw passes. I want fullbacks to be in there. I want offense. I want to. Who's the Caden Proctor? Like all the stuff he's getting for Bama, running the football and being used as a tight end. Let's do that with Darnell Wright for Chicago. Let's get Kelvin Banks the football. Let's just have some fun. These two teams don't have a ton on the line this year. Let's just play football and have fun. These are two smart offensive minds. It's going to be really fun to see these guys scheme up against each other.
Let's have some damn fun and go on to our next one. We got the Miami Dolphins going on the road to play the Cleveland Browns. This feels like a game from a couple weeks ago when the Dolphins played the Panthers. These are two coaches that got kind of shaky surfaces underneath them. Can the carpet get pulled? We're going Splitsville here. Metro's got Miami. I got the Browns. Now, the Browns have a younger quarterback starting, and Miami has Tua starting. Potato. I'm just kidding. Tua can play, guys. He's obviously better than these youngsters. But overall, I think the headline with the coaches should not be understated. You need to win this game. This is for both teams a must-win game in my eyes for the culture overall, if it's not already shot. But Metro, I've said my piece. What do you think?
No, this is a game where, frankly, does either team want to win? I don't think so. I think both these teams are aiming for number one or top 5 picks, and honestly, a win probably hurts these teams more than it helps them. I lean Miami because I think they have a functional offense. I don't know right now if Cleveland has a functional offense. They have a functional defense. In fact, they have a great defense, and I think they'll get turnovers and probably some short fields for Gabriel to go out there, but I don't know if Gabriel is going to be somebody that's going to lead a bunch of touchdown drives. I think he can get you some field goals. I do think Mr. Waddle. Tyreek Hill is probably off the team at the end of this year, but Mr. Waddle and Darren Waller, Darren Waller has 4 touchdowns this year. He's just absolutely balling out for whatever reason. So I think Miami can score touchdowns. I think Cleveland can score field goals. I think Cleveland maybe has maybe more yards, a better time of possession. But I think ultimately the youth of this team kind of holds them back in the red zone and, on certain drives, whereas Miami has enough veterans to where I think they can convert in the red zone. So that's why I lean Miami, but Cleveland's got a great defense. They could shut out Miami. And, Tua's had multiple games with multiple picks, so it could happen in this one, to be honest with you.
Metro, it warms my heart that there are tank bowls in the NFL season. That's how I know we're knee-deep into football, and that is what we have right here. Dolphins, Cleveland, let's see how it shakes out. Next game on the ropes. Noon, of course, again, we have the New England Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. Mike Vrabel is returning to his old stadium. And, of course, this head coach has just been fired in Callahan for the Tennessee Titans. Just dropped a rebuild video on that. Go check it out in the corner. This one's going to be personal, Metro. I see this is kind of the perfect storm because Vrabel's going to give everything he's got with his team, but also you are out of your mind if you don't think Tennessee is going to give everything they got after this game. The guys that had beef with Callahan are letting it show on Sunday. Thus, I'm making this my underdog of the week. Big time underdog, but I'm taking them, and you're taking New England in an outright pick. How do you see this one shaking out, and then how do the Titans win if they are going to?
Yeah, you're going to ride the wave of emotions, right? And I respect that. There's going to be some emotions in this game, and I mean, look, it's weird to say that New England and Tennessee are quote-unquote rivals, but there's some real stuff going on here behind the scenes between Vrabel and all that stuff in Tennessee, and now do the players care? Not sure. But Tennessee has some momentum now, man. Look, Callahan got fired, and I'm sure there's some guys that are probably a little bit happy, frankly, about it. And, look, we see it in college football all the time where a head coach gets fired, and all of a sudden you got a team coming back. This guy knows it very well, Mr. Michigan State losing to UCLA. Sorry to throw you under the bus. Man. But UCLA got a new head coach.
I'm having a great day. My bad. It's okay.
I apologize.
It's okay. I forgive you. Keep going.
Maybe that could happen here in Tennessee. I lean New England. I think Drake May is just a stud. He's balling. Playing at such a high level. And I just think Tennessee sucks. Point blank, period. So you bank on emotion. I'm going to bank on talent.
Which is probably the right way to go. But emotion's more fun. I'm taking emotion. I'm taking the mood swings. Give me the Tennessee Titans. Metro's taking the New England Patriots. Next up, we have the Las Vegas Raiders going on the road. They're going to a place they know very well, Arrowhead. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to host them at noon. KC just beat the Lions at home, and now they play the Raiders. The Raiders historically get their ass kicked by the Chiefs, and thus Metro's taking them as his lock of the week. I'm picking them outright. And now as I see here, Metro, why are you so confident in KC winning this game?
Yeah, they're figuring things out. They are figuring things out. They're still not perfect. They still have flaws. They can't run the ball, but Las Vegas sucks. Las Vegas is not a good football team. Maybe they get Brock Bowers back. Las Vegas at times can give the Chiefs a run for their money, and maybe you get that fun little game where Las Vegas pushes them to their limit. It's possible. I just think right now Mahomes and the Chiefs are finding some rhythm. They're starting to play better football, and you get a chance here to pick up a victory versus a bad Vegas team that is just not playing good football. They have gotten Gentry going, and I think that line is starting to play a little bit better, but Geno's playing like a bottom 10 quarterback in the league, and their defense is not good outside of Max Crosby. By the way, Max Crosby is also a trade candidate. Could see him getting traded here pretty soon. So, yeah, I got the Chiefs winning. I think it's a pretty safe lock on my end. Granted, a little risky because it is a divisional game, and divisional games are always, feisty, frisky. You never know what's going to happen, but I'm gonna bet here on Mahomes and Andy Reid to pull off the win.
It's a good bet. I have no counter argument. And if you're ready, I'm going to push forward on to the Philadelphia Eagles going on the road to play the Minnesota Vikings. Here, we're playing at noon again. We got a full slate of NFL Sunday games. We are both taking the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, we must mention, they did just lose on Thursday night football. And, man, the Giants came out swinging, and they took home a victory. We expect to bounce back here clearly against the Vikings. I think this is a game where Saquon can get his game going on the ground and rack up some yards. And if the Philadelphia Eagles are running the football effectively, I'm a cut to the chase. They're winning the damn ball game. But, Metro, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think you bring up some good points. I do think Saquon has a chance here to have a good game. Minnesota is not a great running defense. They've been good at times, but they were really bad versus Pittsburgh a few weeks ago. And I do think Philadelphia has a chance to exploit that issue if they can, have some consistency. This offense has sputtered. It has not looked good so far this year, especially in the second half. So it's going to be important for Minnesota to keep in this game and get this game to the third quarter within, 10 points. And then pull off that second half comeback like we saw Denver do, and like we've seen the Giants kind of do in that game. So, yeah, for Minnesota, it's can you play 4 quarters? For Philadelphia, it's going to be can you try and play the second half? Can you at least try? I made a joke in my reactions video that I think Philadelphia is eating too much fruit roll-ups during halftime. That's the only explanation as to why they're so bad in the second half. Either that or Kevin. Well, sugar highs, or maybe it's Petula's getting drunk. He's terrible. I can't explain it. It's Brian Johnson 2.0. Philadelphia's got to make some changes. Regardless, though, I got to bet on Philadelphia because I don't even know who the quarterback's going to be for Minnesota. They haven't committed to J.J. McCarthy, despite the fact that he's practicing. So who's going to start at quarterback? They haven't impressed me much lately. Philadelphia, for all their flaws, is still very, very, very talented, and they at least know who their quarterback's going to be. So I lean on Saquon to have a nice game here versus Minnesota, and I think that Hurts and this offense plays better, and they respond to last week's loss. So I'm going to go Philadelphia in a victory here.
If you have two quarterbacks, you don't have a quarterback, unless, of course, you're the Colts with Indiana Jones making their kind of run. Moving forward, we're going to have the Carolina Panthers going on the road to play the New York Jets. And the Panthers, man, Panther fans stand up. They take down the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry, it was a close game, 30-27. Cowboys fought hard, but the Panthers edged this one out. They're 3-3, and we both think they're winning this game on the road against the Jets. If you watch the Jets game in or across the pond in Europe, bad clock management, just a
Justin
lot
Fields.
of question. What'd you say?
I said Justin Fields. Trash.
Justin. It was rough. He was holding on to the football. It was an ugly game. If you spent your Sunday morning watching that game, you probably are owed a Sunday morning back, needless to say. We're both taking the Panthers. Metro, you watch this game against the Panthers. Why are you leaning towards Carolina?
Because Bryce is cooking, man. Bryce is playing good ball, man. The Panthers have been a roller coaster this year. Start off just down, down, down. Then you spike up with the win versus Atlanta. Then you crash back down. Then you're back up with 2 straight victories. They're hard to predict. The Jets, on the other hand, they haven't even set off on the roller coaster. That roller coaster has not even went yet. It is abysmal what's going on in New York. I think they should start Tyrod Taylor, frankly. I think Fields is probably the worst starting quarterback in the league right now. It's either him or maybe Cam Ward, maybe whoever Minnesota throws out there. It's pretty rough right now for the Jets. Fields is not playing good. I think Tyrod gives you a better chance. We'll see if they make an adjustment. I don't think they will this week. Carolina is peaking right now. They're playing great football. Who would have thought after week 1 that Carolina would be 3-3 and have a better record than my Dallas Cowboys? Makes me very, very, very sad. Regardless, though, I think Carolina's playing good football. And, man, Rico Dowell, back-to-back 200-yard scrimmage games, just clinical. I mean, he called Dallas out, said, buckle up, and then in the post-game press conference said they didn't buckle up. And that was a cold bar, man. Rico Dowell has got some swag to him, and that Jets defense also sucks, so he could have a great game versus them too, and they could really use it. So I'm going Carolina, and I'm going with Rico Dowell for over 100 rushing yards. Put it on the money, put it on the bets, take the over, Rico Dowell. I'm kidding. Don't. It's not financial advice.
Nothing else to say besides if the Panthers roller coaster season has been, it's pretty much been like an absolute whirlwind. It's like up and down. But the Jets has been like the kiddie ride where it's like boop, and the doot was the blocked field goal, of course, and they still end up losing that game. But moving forward, our next game is going to be, oh man, the New York Giants are playing the Denver Broncos. It's now 3 p.m. Central on CBS, and this one's going to be very fun. Denver has been slowly getting better, stride by stride, game by game. Was it a little bit too close with the Jets? Yeah, it was, but they're getting better overnight, day by day. And as we know, the Giants, man, they have been the funnest team of the season without a doubt. We're both taking Denver, though. Screw that. I'm taking the Giants in this game. I'm flipping my pick, Metro.
I was just about to flip mine, too, if you weren't.
I'm flipping this over. This is too much fun of a game. The Giants have Cam Scatterbo, and this man is going to impale their defense with his forehead, or as we know, the crown of his head. This guy can play. Dart has looked like a fun, electric quarterback. I'm not going to call him a sensation, but he's been playing well, and as we know, many of these NFL teams would kill for that, for a quarterback to play well. Denver's getting better, though, man. There's serious concerns here for the Giants in this matchup. That defense is no joke. Can Dart handle it? Can CTE, man, handle it, too? Metro, what do you think here with Denver?
I'm excited for this game. I am absolutely excited. This is I don't want to say the first test for Jackson Dart because he had a test every week, especially the Chargers game and this game most recently versus Philadelphia. This is going to be the best defense he's faced, and this is a very good defense. They can absolutely go after the quarterback, and they're going to put pressure all day long on Jackson Dart. So it's going to be really important for him to take care of the football. It's going to be – is this an away game in Denver, by the way?
Correct. This is in Denver.
Yeah, so you're playing in Mile High in their stadium against that defense. It's a tough challenge, but if he passes this test, man, we're going to have some conversations about Jackson Dart because he's been playing good football. Cam Scatterbo, they got to get him going in this game. It's a tough matchup, though. Nick Bonito is probably my favorite for Defensive Player of the Year. Pat Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year last year. They got dudes all over this defense that can absolutely go. Now, on the flip side, I think the Giants defense can absolutely go too. I mean, Bo Nix has not been impressive this year. He's taken a bit of a step back from last year. He's not horrendous, but he's also not been good this year. He's been kind of up and down. So I'm intrigued to see this one. I will say the Giants secondary is beatable, and so I could see Sutton having a good game. I could see Evan Ingram getting going. Some of these Denver receivers get some plays, but can the pass rush of the Giants get home? That's going to be a key for this Giants defense. Can Barnes get a sack or two? Can Thibodeau get a sack? Can Dexter Lawrence get after him? Can Abdul Carter go? If they can put pressure on Bo Nix, I think this game gets a lot closer. I kind of want to flip my pick, but you took the flip, so I'm going to stick here with Denver. I think Denver's defense gets the job done, makes life hard on Jackson Dart. I think it's a close game, though. I think it's a very close, low-scoring game. Thinking like 21-17 Denver.
I think you bring up a great point to the run game and third and longs. Whoever wins this game avoids third and long. Whoever wins this game forces third and long. Both these teams can rush the passer. Both these teams have quarterbacks that aren't stone-cold killers and will get rattled if they get hit a handful of times. So here we go. Moving forward, that's going to be an awesome game. Put that on your list. The next one, though, also pretty fun. The Indianapolis Colts go on the road to play the Los Angeles Chargers at 3 p.m. on CBS. We are both taking Indiana Jones and the fellas against the Chargers. Metro, man, I was a Chargers truther, but I think we can feel the injuries and the momentum slow down and the injuries start to stack up. Why are you leaning Indiana in this game?
Yeah, Chargers offensive line is their offense in general is kind of banged up. No Joe Alt. We'll see if he goes this week. They're really going to need him. No Rashawn Slater, obviously. Amarian Hampton's going to be out for this one. No Najee Harris, of course. So they're really banged up on this offense, and they have not been playing great football lately. It's been a major step back, and it's unfortunate. It's always the what-if factor with L.A., and unfortunately it's another what-if sort of season so far for this team. What if they would have had Slater? What if they would have had Alt? This is a tough test. Indianapolis is just playing great football. I haven't done my official power rankings for this week, but I am strongly considering putting Indianapolis number one. Strongly considering it. Because they have looked, in my opinion, like the most dominant team of the season so far. Their only loss is a game they probably should have won versus the Rams. I think Daniel Jones is playing great. I think Jonathan Taylor is your favorite for Offensive Player of the Year. I think they have potentially the Offensive Rookie of the Year in Tyler Warren. They got one of the best offensive lines in the league. And their defense gets enough turnovers and they can force enough stops to make me feel good about that defense. I don't know what I'm getting from this Chargers team. Their defense has taken a bit of a step back these past few weeks. And They have a tough challenge here. They're going to have to slow down this Colts offense that has not been slowed down this year, and I just think the Colts win this game. Could the Chargers win it? Yes, 100%, but I lean Indianapolis. I think they're the better team. They're the healthier team, and they're just playing better football right now than the Chargers. I wish the Chargers were healthy because this would be a super fun game if they were.
Me too, man. When the Chargers are good, the NFL is more fun. But, man, this Colts team is absolute electricity. Make sure to look out for this one. I don't know what I'm going to watch between this and the other 3 p.m. game. It's going to be a blast. Guys, right now we have our question of the day, non-football question of the day. Metro, are you ready for this one, sir?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right, this one's really deep. Okay, you might cry. Are you ready?
I'm not cry.
Okay, we're here for that. Ready?
Yep.
Rock, paper, or scissors? You ready? We're doing this on 3. Ready?
3, 2, 1. Well, you cheated.
No, I didn't see. I couldn't see.
All right.
Let me do this. Ready?
Right,
Watch
yeah,
this.
yeah, go.
We're counting it down fast.
Right.
Ready? On shoot. Ready? Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You might have cheated that time. Third time's charm. Here we go. Here we go. Third time's charm.
All right,
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yeah, I don't know about this, Jim.
No.
I don't know about this, Jim.
Romo, chill. Romo.
That was good.
All right.
Metro, you know what you win?
What I win?
You win an extra underdog of the week. So you're going to go look and try to find an extra underdog pick and add it to your repertoire. And if it hits, of course, that is an extra +3 on your week. A massive slide for us. And as we know, I'm going to review last week's picks and how we did. Metro hit a clip on last week of 37%. I hit 71% because I was in the gutter, had to climb back. And then now on the season, Metro is 59%. I am 58%. We're on our way up, Metro. Did you find your next lock of the week? Upset.
Underdog.
Upset of the week. I might have said lock of the week on accident. I meant upset of the week.
I did, and in fact, I didn't even have to change my prediction. I was going to go with this one anyways. Let's talk Washington, Dallas, because one of my underdogs of the week is going to be the Dallas Cowboys to upset the Washington Commanders. You're taking Washington. I'm taking Dallas. I think Dallas has the better offense. I know their defense gives up 50, but damn it, they could score 51. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen in this game. You're going to see a shootout. I think Jaden Daniels gets going. I think Dak gets going. Dak has had a ton of success versus the NFC East, and I think he wins this game versus Washington. So I'm leaning Dallas, and I'm leaning on MVP Dak Prescott.
First off, holy segue, brother. You might be the best in the business. And then second
Thanks.
off, I love to lean into Dallas. I'm going to hold firm here with Washington and plant my flag in the ground. I just think Jaden's going to get it done. He's got that it factor, and I think Dak's a really good quarterback. But they're not like us, man. They're not like the commies. He's a stone-cold killer. Of course, I'm referring to Jaden Daniels. I think they take this one home. Any other thoughts here? I think he did a great job.
No. Looking back to last year's games, so much fun, the first one. I mean, we're talking like punt returns, kick returns, freaking 58-yard touchdowns. I mean, it was insane. So if we get anything like that, we're in for a fun game. Dallas needs this win. If they want any chance of making the playoffs, this is a must-win game. I think they can do it. I think they can. Call me a crazy man, but I got Dallas winning.
Metro's got, what'd you say?
Keeping on my home team here.
I love that for you. Spends his extra upset of the week on his hometown team. That is a Disney-style movie, fairy tale, no better ending. Moving on, we have the Green Bay Packers playing the Arizona Cardinals. Green Bay is going to be Metro's pick, and they're also going to be my lock of the week. This is simply because Arizona,
Stinks.
they have, thank you, Metro, they have talent, but man, they don't exploit it like they should. And maybe it's a culture issue. Maybe it's that they're just young and getting into the rhythm of this and learning how to win. I don't know. But while they're figuring this out in their learning phase, I'm going to take a stupid, talented team in Green Bay on the road, wanting to get this win to build some confidence moving throughout later of the season. But Metro, If Arizona could win this, what's the path?
Marvin Harrison Jr. probably playing well. Let me a few thoughts on this game. For starters, Green Bay have not looked good since week 2. They have not looked good, man. It's been up and down. They won last week, but boy, was it ugly versus Cincinnati. That's a game you should dominate. You did not dominate. You, of course, tie with the Cowboys. You lose to the Packers. It's not been pretty these past few weeks, so they got to get this ship corrected or else it's going to go downhill real quickly for them. On the flip side, is Jacoby Brissett going to start for Cardinals, or is it going to be Kyler? Because last week Jacoby went in there, and I thought they had their best offensive day with Jacoby as the QB1. I don't know, man. I'm not the biggest Kyler guy, especially after what he's shown me this year. So just throwing that out there, I think Kyler probably does start, and I think he gives them a chance to win this one. But I just think Green Bay's the better team, and they need a big win here. I think Green Bay puts it together. They have the offense. I think they have some guys defensively that can absolutely go. I think they bounce back and get a big win here. So I think Green Bay, I think they win by double digits. I think they win comfortably.
I think so too. They've been just barely passing by for so many weeks. Let's put our foot down on somebody's neck and win a goddamn football game. It's time for Green Bay to step up and take this one home. Moving on, we have Sunday night football. Oh, baby. The Atlanta Falcons are playing the San Francisco 49ers at 7:20 p.m. Central. On NBC, of course, Carrie Underwood is singing. The fellas are fired up and ready to go. And who do we have here? We're both taking Atlanta, the Dirty Birds, to win this one. And I think, I don't know Metro's mind, I can't read it completely, but I think there's one word that comes to mind on why we're taking Atlanta. And the word is injuries, correct?
Sadly, it is.
Is there anything else to say here? Because I don't want to be boring for the crowd, but I think we all understand they're all hurt. But yeah.
Look, San Francisco has, their entire roster's out with injuries right now. Just absolutely flooded with injuries. It's literally insane how many injuries they have. Fred Warner's now probably out for the year. Of course, no Nick Bosa for the year. Brock Purdy has injuries. It's just injuries all over the field there. And then on the flip side, I think Atlanta's playing good enough football. I think they have the offense, the playmakers, the weapons, and I think they're just a good football team. They're a scrappy team. They can win in a multitude of ways, whereas for San Francisco, you're just dealing with injuries all over the roster, so that makes me lean with the Atlanta Falcons.
They need to flex the Giants and the Broncos, because I would watch that 10 times over than this game personally. Would you agree to that flex, Metro, or would you say hell no?
I think this could be a fun game. There's a magic to San Francisco winning games despite all the injuries, and if they can win this game, it'd be pretty freaking cool.
That would be pretty sweet, brother. Speaking of sweet, let's move on to a doubleheader on Monday Night Football. First one is probably the best game of the week. No bias here, of course, but let's talk about it. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in MVP form, Baker Mayfield, heading to a spot where he lost a playoff game 2 years ago. Of course, I'm speaking of Detroit. The Detroit Lions are hosting this one at 6 p.m. on ABC and ESPN. Metro, upset of the week. You got Tampa Bay on a +4. What a line. Completely love the lock right there, or upset right there. And I'm taking Detroit in an outright pick. Of course, my team, got to rock with them at home to bounce back after last week on the road against KC. Here's what it comes down to. Baker's got a deal, and Baker's going to light up this secondary like a Christmas tree. Can the Lions keep dumping points on? This is going to be a barn burner, 37-34, and some kickers drilling it from 60. That's how I see it ending personally. But who has the ball left in their hands at the last second? That's who wins this game. But Metro, what do you think?
Yeah, Detroit is another wounded duck. All the injuries on the defense, it's brutal. Tampa Bay has a good defense. I don't know if their secondary is elite, so I do think we are going to be in for a fairly high-scoring game. I think Baker Mayfield's playing at an MVP level. In fact, I think he probably is the front runner to win MVP. I just think he's playing at a superb level, the best play of his career. And against the Detroit Lions team that, again, is dealing with all these injuries and you're coming off a loss. Yes, you're at home. Yes, you're pissed off. Yes, you can do this. But, man, I don't think Baker Mayfield cares, man. I know Baker has all these injuries with the receivers, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, even Emeka Egbuka might be out next week. I don't think he cares, and I don't think it really matters. He just is dealing right now. This offense can play, and hopefully they can be healthy enough for this game. It's a Monday game, too, so they get a bit of extra time to prepare and get healthy. So you got a banged-up receiving core for Tampa Bay going up against a banged-up secondary in Detroit. I think that favors Tampa Bay, man. I'm going Tampa Bay to upset, quote-unquote upset. I thought the line would be a lot closer. It's not, but yeah, give me Tampa Bay versus Detroit, man. Plus, I think 4.5 underdogs to Detroit for Tampa Bay.
This game is absolutely epic. Would you agree it's the game of the week?
It's this one, maybe Indianapolis, LA, if LA can get healthy. And the Washington, Dallas should be fireworks too. So, yeah, but this is definitely one of, for sure.
True. This could be a fun one. Also watch out for Dallas. Let's shift gears to our final game of this week. Of course, I'm speaking of Week 7. Final game to cap it off. What's the nightcap? The Houston Texans go on the road to play the Seattle Seahawks at 9 p.m. Central. Got to go to bed at some point, guys, on ESPN. The Texans, ooh, man, they're playing a fiery Seattle team. The Seattle squad, they are young, they are feisty, and they feel like sneaky contenders week after week. Seahawks fans have been chanting their name since the offseason, saying, this is our year. We could mess some teams up this year and make a possible run. And most of the league said, be quiet, Seattle. Sit in the back seat. But they are right. They're playing well, and I'm impressed. Metro, we both have Seattle in this one because of the hype train. Why do you think they're taking this one home at home?
They have a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. And Houston has a top 5 top 5 defense and a bottom 5 offense. Yes, Houston has had extra time in preparation, and they've played better offensively. So I am expecting better offensive output for this team moving forward, and I think they can score in this game, but I don't think they can score 20, which I think is sort of the landmark for Seattle. Seattle's going to be in for a fun game here against a really solid Houston Texans team that has a great defense. So it makes it really interesting, but I am going to lean Seattle here. I truly do believe that Seattle is just playing at a super high elite level on both sides of the field. Jackson Smith and Jigba's really developed so nicely as a wide receiver 1 in the NFL, and then they're running the football efficiently. Darnold's not turning the ball over. The O-line's playing good football. There's really no flaws to the Seattle team, maybe besides like depth in the secondary, and even then it's not that bad. So I got Seattle winning. I think this will be a very fun game and also a telling game of where Houston's at because they played so poorly in the first couple of games, but then kind of picked things up. We'll see if they can continue it on here versus the Seattle Seahawks and if they can win this game. But yeah, I got my money on Seattle on this one.
This feels like the ultimate gut check at two teams. Obviously, one's got more confidence behind them, but how much of a contender are you, or are you really just kind of for show and just scrappy, as some might say? Are you a dog, or are you just scrappy-doo? We'll find out on Monday night at 9 p.m. Guys, we want to hear your lock of the week, your upset of the week, and your picks of Week 7. Drop it in the comments below. Let us know you're the true fans. Let us know down below. If you watch this far in the video, A, thank you very much. And then B, drop a like for that YouTube algorithm because it goes straight to the moon when you click that stupid-ass like button because it's like 10 times the outputs. So thank you very much. And then finally, if you don't hate our content and if you watch this far, I don't feel like you hate us. At least I don't think so. If you subscribe, we're on the way to 1K. We are young. We started back last March. We're at about 550, trying to get to 1,000. The only way we get there is with you and your help. So go subscribe down below. We appreciate you very much. Thank you for that. Guys, thank you for spending your time with us today listening to this show. We cannot wait for Week 7 and more to come in the NFL season. Hope you hop along for the ride. We'll see you next time. We love you guys. Metro, get us out of here.
Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. Hit the like and subscribe button. Peace out.